2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Atlanta Hawks. Checking out Atlanta, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, adding to his already lengthy resume, taking the helm of the U.S. men's basketball team. Do you like him as the pick? Kenny?
Well, without question, if you think about sports, he might not just be the most respected basketball coach. He might be the one most respected in sports in general. And, you know, he was assistant in the national team since 2002. He obviously knows the international game, and the players love him. And his style of play, everyone touches the ball, Shaq. Not one guy's just going to dominate.
And, you know, Pop is all about putting aside ego, working as a team. I think it's a perfect fit when you're bringing together that all-star talent. We all know what he can do with all-star talent.
And I don't think he's going to have to do any interviews during timeouts during the Olympics. That'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And a stirring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the terrific Linda Lynn, getting us ready for NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's out on the road tomorrow as the Spurs wrap up this home stretch. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Well, if I had a calendar, I would have circled this one. But I love it when they get together. Last year, they split the two games between them, and I'll bet their battles are just as tightly contested this year.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. We have two teams that love to score out of the post, but they need enough space, Brent, to do it. What's the strategy here?
Sometimes it's not just about the space, Kevin, but it's about the timing of the cuts. When a guy has a post-up opportunity, if the defense is looking at that post-up player, if you move at the right time, you can really create some incredible space for that guy, not only to score, but to sometimes find cutters who sneak behind the eyes of the defense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Hawks. Filling out the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Schroeder in at the point.
And such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
Schroeder lays it up and banks it in.
Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
Hawks on D. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Well, 9 times out of 10, if you can't take advantage of the freebies at this level, the outcome is not going to be in your favor.
About a minute played so far here in the first. He kicks to Dedmon. Ilyasova a screen. Now here's Bazemore, guarded by Green. Pass to Gasol. And no good that time. And Atlanta will come the other way. In the corner, Bazemore with it. Knocks down the three ball. Bazemore's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, once Bazemore gets the ball off the pass, he immediately skies up for the jump shot and nails it. You like to see that kind of assertive, aggressive, confident attitude.
Now here is Aldridge. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Great D that time from Green.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Leonard.
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Now here's Ilyasova. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. Ilyasova a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 11 feet away, LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Here's Leonard. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
And the first one drops.
NBA All-Star, NBA Finals MVP, all in such a short period of time. Kawhi Leonard is for real.
So he gets them both.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
The Hawks trail by 3. Ilyasova, a screen on Parker. Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Spurs have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Parker outside. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And stolen by Ilyasova. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
And stolen by Aldridge. Here's Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Well, a classic streak shooter. Green is always a threat from the perimeter, and those points can punish you.
Prince against Leonard. They set the screen. Schroeder outside. Clock at 6. Pulls from the top of the key. 2 points. That one goes.
There's no reason why Schroeder can't become an absolutely phenomenal player one day. If he wants to do it, those have to become routine.
Now here's Leonard. A 20-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City. Aldridge a screen. Schroeder against Parker. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Hawks.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point, every chance they could.
The Hawks trail by 3. It's stolen by Green. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Aldridge dishes to Leonard. Parker outside. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Shoots over Schroeder, and that one's good. Parker.
And Parker is a dead-eye jump shooter. You have got to D this guy up.
And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. Edmond passes to Schroeder. Second shot opportunity. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Great positioning on the glass, jumping all over that miss and sticking it back in.
The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the game right now. Free throw good from Ilyasova. And Ersan Ilyasova out of Turkey, the 36th pick back in 2005.
He's carved out a long and nice career as a spread 4 in this league. Has played for many teams, but has not played in many different ways. He's a good shooter and a good rebounder and keeps getting chances in the NBA.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, so smooth in everything he does. Aldridge with the little up fake, and the defender overcommits. He takes advantage.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with the emergence of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a secondary scorer in San Antonio. Brent, how do you like him in that role?
Well, I think that's where LaMarcus Aldridge really fits best, even in his time in Portland with the tremendous offensive output he had as one of the Blazers' greatest of all time. He's sometimes not leaned upon as being the primary scorer, even though that low block basically belongs to LaMarcus Aldridge.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
San Antonio with the ball, following the bucket by the Hawks. Parker kicks to Leonard. He dishes it to Gasol. Passes it to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
That's what you're going to get with Pau Gasol, a tremendous passer who's got his eyes up at all times.
The Hawks trail by 4. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
On that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround Jay is just about unstoppable.
The Hawks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
That's good from Schroeder.
And the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
Schroeder hits them both. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
4 on the shot clock, and Aldridge slams it in.
Not just a great shot maker these days. Aldridge can still throw it down on you if you let him get all the way in.
The Hawks trail by 4. And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. To the middle, here's Collins, rejected by Gasol. Outside Leonard. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Bazemore dishes to Prince. Schroeder outside. Collins a screen on Parker. That's to Dedmon. Prince against Leonard. Now here's Prince. He's guarded closely. Great D that time from Leonard. Green with the ball. Guarded now by Prince. Kicks it to Parker. Over in the corner, Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Hawks trail by 6. To the inside, Schroeder. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Luke Babbitt comes in for Taurean Prince. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Delaney kicks to Collins. Bellinelli passes to Delaney. The Hawks working the ball around. Over Ginobili. Muscala gets the bucket.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Mills dishes to Gay. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
No good on the free throw. Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
He hits the second from the line.
And when Gay is locked in, he's special. An efficient scorer who can effortlessly take over games.
And Bellinelli kicks to Delaney. The dish to Collins. Tries again, and it's good on the way-in. Collins has got his first bucket of the night.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Now here's Mills. Looking for his first basket still in this one. There's the pick. Gay kicks to Ginobili. Over Bellinelli. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Feeds it to Muscala. Here's Delaney. Cranes the three-pointer. Delaney's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Now here's Gay. He had 16 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
A lot of those plays came off tremendous hustle. He was committed to ripping down as many rebounds as he possibly could in this one.
Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open three for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
And both free throws good for Anderson.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
Here's Bellinelli. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Off the screen. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
He used that screen to perfection and got a wide open look to knock down the jumper.
Ginobili outside. Now here's Mills. He's covered closely. Can't connect from short range.
I give the defense a C+ on that possession, but still, I'm sure he's upset he missed.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. San Antonio leading by 3. Ginobili outside. It's Gay on the wing. He's guarded by Collins. Gay misses. Atlanta's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Babbitt, defended by Anderson. Babbitt kicks to Muscala. Over Laverne. The rebound by the Spurs. .111 left here in the opening quarter. Anderson passes to Gay. Anderson outside. Back to Gay. 6 to shoot. Uncovered. And he can't bank that one in. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. It's deflected. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Bellinelli, covered by Mills. Takes it from 10. The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
Here's Ginobili. Gay kicks to Mills. Takes the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Mills has got himself on the board with 3 there.
For all the strides he's made in other parts of his game, Mills remains at his heart a dead-eye three-point shooter.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
Yeah, really trying to sell it out there, but the official just, he ain't buying.
Kicks it out to Ginobili. Offline with his 3.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. back right after this. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
A nice game plan coming in, and right now sticking to it. It's a nice lead that they have.
Mills and Manu at the guards. Rudy Gay is out there with Laverne. And it's Anderson in at the 3 slot. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Anderson. And Brent, for the Hawks, a new $50 million practice facility. In 2019, their G League team begins playing in College Park.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that we're almost to every team having a G League affiliated roster that they can work with throughout the course of the season. So the Hawks became the 16th team to snatch up a G League operation. And I think that Mike Budenholzer and their organization will use that well, as they'll want player development coming out of College Park.
Just 3 to shoot. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got his second bucket of the night.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And Muscala kicks to Babbitt. Dishes to Bellinelli. Here's Muscala. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Ginobili outside. There's a good screen. The feed now to Mills. No good with the triple.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but yet to make another one.
Here's Bellinelli. He's covered by Ginobili. Good on the shot. Delaney's got 5 points so far.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Mills with it. He has 5. Ginobili outside. Ilyasova against Gay. Misses from close range.
Well, he had a wide open shot, but instead he tried to do a crowd-pleasing circus act there, and as much as I like juggling, that's not effective.
Here's Delaney. 5 points in the game. That one doesn't go. Anderson dishes to Mills. Lays it up and banks it in. Mills has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Nice job by Patty getting to the inside there. He has such good quick feet. Tough to keep up with him.
They set the pick. Here's Babbitt with the 3. Here's Muscala. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. He's got 6.
I like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
Now here's Mills. He's got 7 and stolen by Ilyasova. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency. One of the best two-way players in the game.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Bellinelli, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. It's Anderson with the drive. Can't hit from in close.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Spurs leading by 3. Now here's Mills. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Sinks that one from the post.
And it takes an army to stop Gay when he's that deep. Love watching him finish over the contested arms of the deep.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. Hey, Brent, Jerry West once said that his ultimate lineup would feature 5 6'9" players. I like that. In a league that features so much switching, and you were just talking about this, would that be the perfect recipe for a versatile lockdown defender?
Well, I'd take 4 6'9" players and Jerry West. How about that? That might be pretty
Always
good.
include West with anybody, right? West with anybody.
No doubt about it. At 6'9", I think what Jerry's alluding to there, Kevin, is the fact that each of those guys would have a tremendous amount of length to cover up the floor. So foot quickness, lateral movement, and then that length to bother anybody, not only challenging shots, but also getting to the rim and making sure that there's some protection around the interior part of your defense.
Now here's Prince after the miss from Pau Gasol. Got that one up quick.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Green, the screen. Here's Aldridge. Off on the layup.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
The Hawks trail by 3. Prince outside. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And with the pause here, how about the stats for Tony Parker? He's around 10 points per game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Count it. Gasol's got his first points of the night.
Gasol doing a great job, Kevin, working down low in the phone booth and just finding enough room to get that one to go.
And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. They set the pick. Prince outside. Shoots over Leonard. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut back down to 3 on the basket from Prince. The Spurs have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Aldridge a screen. Left side, Leonard. Outside, Green. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And the commitment to seizing every scoring opportunity, Leonard outworking and out hustling people inside.
Now Parker. He had 13 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
The Hawks trail by 7. Schroeder passes to Dedmon. And Bazemore kicks to Ilyasova. He feeds it to Prince. Ilyasova a screen. And Gasol comes to help. Puts it up from 12. And that one goes long. Spurs leading by 7. Outside, Green. Leonard against Prince. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
Atlanta's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. There's the screen and the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game. Hey, Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see the court widened out at some point, whether it's the lane or even the boundaries? Wide.
That's a great question, Kevin. I often thought that the league should widen the court to the point where the 23-9 3-point line should be an exact semicircle.
Is the same, yes.
Which would extend the court another couple feet on each end and create more space, more driving opportunities, more room to watch the greatest athletes in the world do what they do best. That's run, jump, pass, and entertain us. So maybe the league looks at it. Right now, I don't think there's any plans for it, but it's a great question.
Here's Bazemore following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Parker against Schroeder. Lets a floater go. A rebound by Gasol. Spurs leading by 9.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Fame.
Here's Parker following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's Aldridge. 12 points for him. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%. And a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
Now here's Leonard. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Green dishes to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
Well, Powell staying with his shot there. Even with the contact, he sinks that shot thanks to that wiry strength. Can we call him powerful?
And Pau Gasol had his chances to play in San Antonio before. Finally signed with the Spurs last season. And I think all would agree he's been a pretty good fit.
Well, with that kind of ability and skill set that Powell possesses as a big man, 6'11", pass, score, and play out of the low post, seemed like a natural fit for what Greg Popovich likes to do in the system. And how about the fact that he added the 3-ball last year? He made 56.
And Pau Gasol last season playing by far the lowest minutes of his career, around 25 a game.
Well, that's just how the Spurs disperse the minutes. Again, nobody really pushes up against that 30-minute mark, and so accountability every night to be ready and go out and be effective in the minutes that you get. This isn't a bad thing for Pau at 7 feet. This can extend his career maybe 2 or 3 more seasons. Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Dedmon. The past month has been surreal. 2nd in blocks, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And as you said, 1 rung below the leader in block shots. Tremendous motor. He's simply been destroying opponents in the lane.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Schroeder against Parker. Screened by Parker. Aldridge misses.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Offensive rebound. Collins. Green with the block.
It's not talked about often enough, but Green averages more blocks per game than almost all other backcourt players.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Rudy Gay's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. .104 left in the first half of basketball. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Gasol. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks trail by 10. It's Prince on the wing. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here's Parker, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Atlanta also making some changes here. Uskala, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedman. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Kent Bazemore. Atlanta's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Delaney, the pass to Schroeder. There's the pick. He kicks it to Collins. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Collins has got 8.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And here's Mills. He's got 7. Gasol screen. Lock at 6. Nobody near Leonard. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
And so it's San Antonio ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. LaMarcus Aldridge was the story in the first quarter. He had 14 points, 3 steals, and 1 assist. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Atlanta.
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. We're seeing a tremendous game from LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shot, so right now he's feasting.
The Hawks trail by 9. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Schroeder and Bazemore are in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Prince, and it's Dedman in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Schroeder outside. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Bazemore, and the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Every time Bazemore gets close to the rim, it is always exciting to see how it is he's going to finish. Love seeing dunks like that.
Now here's Green. Parker outside. Green, the screen. Here's Leonard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Kawhi Leonard reminds you of the way that people talked about defensive backs that can lock down great receivers in football. So suffocating, takes elite scorers completely out of positions on the floor where they like to be effective.
And he makes the first. And with Kawhi defending you, Brent, I've heard you call it being marooned on the island of Kauai. What do you say, the Kauaian Islands?
That's right, Kevin. Stranded, if you were. I mean, it's so hard to do anything against Kawhi Leonard. Even simple things like making post-entry passes, it just feels like there's more than one of him on the floor.
Leonard hits them both. Here's Schroeder. He's got 8. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Goes up the baseline, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
It looked like the D knew it was coming, almost inviting Schroeder to take it. RSVP.
Parker against Schroeder. Outside Leonard. Just 5 to shoot, and finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
The Hawks trail by 7. Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Gasol with the steal. For the finish, and Gasol slams it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Ball's knocked loose. Prince dishes to Bazemore. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Here's Schroeder. Rebounded by the Spurs. Leonard's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Spurs leading by 9. Pass break here. Here come the Hawks. Schroeder leading the charge. That one goes in. Schroeder's got 4 points this quarter.
You can see how Schroeder's eyes get big whenever he has a chance like that. Surprising from the point guard position.
Parker kicks to Gasol. The pass to Leonard. 4 on the clock. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
It's one of those insane nights for Leonard, putting on a one-man show offensively.
The Hawks trail by 9. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Dedmon, drilled from 11 feet out. Dedmon's got 6. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Over the past couple years, Brent, we've seen coaches like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens take more of an even-tempered approach. Could that become a coaching trend going forward?
Well, I like that both Steve and Brad have some very good players. That would keep me calm too, Kevin.
Yes, it would. You begin right there. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a shift in what it is that the generation of the younger players has grown up with. And coaches that have the ability to communicate always, Kevin, are going to come out on top. They get their message through, they keep their team positive, and they keep their environment pointed in the direction that is moving forward.
Excellent. And the Spurs with possession following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's Aldridge. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Hawks trail by 7. Schroeder passes to Babbitt. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Babbitt's got his first basket of the night.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Rebound by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got 6 rebounds in the game. Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. That one goes. Count it. Now just a 3-point San Antonio lead.
And Bazemore looking pretty comfortable on the inside there, weaving around for that two.
Schroeder against Parker. Pass to Aldridge. Here's Laverne. Makes it off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 5.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
Schroeder kicks to Ilyasova. The Hawks working the ball around. Ilyasova is screen on Ginobili. Now here's Bazemore. He's covered by Ginobili. Lets the 3 fly. And Kent Bazemore good for 3. Bazemore's got 10.
And that's just a pretty looking stroke from the outside by Bazemore there. The perimeter shot now a staple of his game.
Laverne passes to Aldridge. Gets that one through the hole, making now 7 of 13 in this game.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
They set the pick. Bazemore for 3. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Parker against Schroeder. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Now here's Parker. He's guarded close. And Laverne throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Parker, and then for Atlanta, Mike Muscala is checked in for Ilyasova. Collins comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder.
How about the Spurs clinching their 20th straight playoff appearance last season? An amazing run, more than twice as long as the next active streak, and the longest streak in the league was the Sixers from 1950 to 1971. I think the Spurs are going to get past them.
And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. Number 5, the Spurs.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Shoot 2.
That's good from Muscala. And Greg Popovich tied for the longest streak of consecutive playoff appearances by a head coach.
Well, how about 18 straight 50-win seasons for Pop? Just a remarkable run of tremendous success, where you could look at maybe 5 or 6 other opportunities where the San Antonio Spurs could have won another NBA title. You realize young DeJounte Murray was still in diapers the last time that they won less.
And the Hawks in the last couple seasons with some roster turnover, established veterans departing, and now with Millsap leaving, they have embraced a complete rebuild.
Now here's Ginobili. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. He dishes it to Laverne. That one, no good.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
The Hawks again can't hit. And the Hawks traded Howard and lost Paul Millsap in short time. So the rebuild, it would appear, is on for Atlanta.
Yeah, and it seems like they feel good with how they've approached it. You know, you got to commit to turning things over and starting anew. And the Hawks have taken the first steps to building towards the future. And like watching Gay get aggressive with the defense, making them whack him there on the way up.
The first one falls.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
He's perfect from the line this time. And the San Antonio Spurs, the best bench net rating in the league last season, ranked third in bench minutes.
Well, it's amazing the way that Pop controls the players' minutes. So the starters don't play a ton. The bench guys get enough minutes to play cohesively together. And one of the guys who was hugely impactful coming off the bench last year for them was Patty Mills. And in fact, last year they became the first 60-win team to have 11 different players that played at least 1,000 minutes.
Knocks it loose. Ginobili with the steal. Anderson outside. Mills in the corner. Anderson up top. 7 points in the game. Here's Laverne. Rebound by the Hawks. Muscala's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Babbitt. He's covered by Anderson. Babbitt kicks to Delaney. They set the pick. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Collins, good.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
Spurs leading by 5. Mills passes to Anderson. Back to Mills. Lets it go with the 3. Connects from 3-point range. Mills has got 10.
Well, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat. Really, every time down the floor, Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
Muscala with the ball. Laverne on him. And Muscala kicks to Babbitt. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Well, his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
Here's Bellinelli. Collins. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
One shot.
And Brent, for the Hawks, you go back to the summer of 2016. How big was it for them losing their all-star, Al Horford?
Well, the rumor is there wasn't too much of a financial difference between what the Hawks were offering and what the Celtics ended up giving Al Horford. And they wanted to have him back. and maybe trade Paul Millsap for assets. That all did not happen, and it gutted the team a little bit because of Horford's versatility. You could see that reflected in some of the offensive numbers from the Hawks last year.
And the Spurs making a change here. Leonard's checked in. They swipe it. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Delaney. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. And now just a 5-point Spurs lead. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Back to Mills. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Hawks.
And really what jumps out to me about this shot chart is just how aggressive he's been when on the floor. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get as close to the hoop as possible before putting up that shot, and it's worked out in a big way for him and his team.
Here's Bellinelli. He's covered by Ginobili. 1:14 left in the third. Delaney no good.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Mills with it. 10 points for him. Passes it to Laverne. Kicks it to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Tries from 10. And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yep, you can do all the stretching and all the strength training, eat right, train right, but at the end of the day, it's pretty random.
Pau Gasol's checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. For the Hawks, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Collins. And it's Taurean Prince in for Luke Babbitt. Gay outside. And Rudy Gay with the slam.
And Gay has incredible lift on these dunks. Tremendous at slamming it in when given room to fly.
Delaney, the pass to Dedmon. They set the pick. Here's Muscala using his post move to get the 2 points. Muscala's got 10 points.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Gasol up top. Gay in the corner. Clock at 6. Dedmon with the block.
We've got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
Prince misses.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
The third quarter comes to a close. Spurs lead by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. You got shots, let them fly.
And that's the thing about Greg Popovich. As long as you're taking good shots, he doesn't want you to hesitate, doesn't want you to stop.
Well, and the offense is designed to create opportunities. So if you pass up the opportunity, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the exercise.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Mills and Manu at the guards. Green is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Gasol and at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5. Ginobili right side.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. They get Paul Gasol.
Now, Dedmon's a great athlete and bringing some verticality on the offensive end.
And if there's one thing the Hawks have hung their hats on, it's been their defense.
Very disciplined across the board. They take charges, they protect the paint, they do a great job with their communication. And even though they get their share of blocks and steals, I think they do a great job of avoiding those cheap fouls.
On the free throw, no good.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
Mills dishes to Gay. To the paint. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Bellinelli. The Hawks trail by 3. Bazemore with it. Now Green defending. Shot off the screen. And that one goes long. San Antonio's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Now here's Mills. Guarded by Prince. Good looking screen by Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. Gay kicks to Gasol. The 3. He can't get that one to fall. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make him pay for it.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Gay.
Oh. And Gay, such a terrific athlete, outstanding at rising up and just bringing the hammer.
The Hawks trail by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Delaney kicks it to Bazemore, and they call an illegal screen here.
Now, he's done a good job of keeping control of the ball. Even with that turnover, you can tell his teammates trust him to hang on to the pill.
Tony Parker's checked in for San Antonio. Then for the Hawks, Ilyasova comes in for Mike Muscala, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Malcolm Delaney. Now here's Parker. Outside Gasol. Inside. And stolen by Prince. Green passes to Parker. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it down.
Prince kicks to Ilyasova. Bazemore for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got his 6th rebound on the night. Schroeder against Parker. Prince with the defensive effort.
Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. Well, you remember he had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
Bazemore showing what every lefty has, and that's craftiness. Just uses his body very well and takes smart shots within the offense.
And so Bazemore nails both of them.
There he is, the product out of Kelford, North Carolina. Kent Bazemore has come a very long way during his short time in the NBA. Speaking of Kelford, that's got to be one of those places where everybody knows who you are, and Bazemore has that easygoing vibe when you get a chance to meet him.
Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really a factor.
Ilyasova is screen on Green. Schroeder against Parker. Ilyasova is screen on Green. Just 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
There's that length and anticipation. Hard to get the ball over Aldridge in that scenario.
From deep, Ilyasova, but they recover it.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Kawhi Leonard. David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Spurs gave us some info. Unfortunately, it sounds like a very serious injury. He's not going to return to this game, and unfortunately, it looks like he could be out for a while, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
Yeah, we always think about when players go down, how terrible a blow it can be for the team. We wish him well and hope he's on the floor quickly.
And he makes the first. And hard scrabble beginnings for Bazemore. Winners without heat. His mom worked 3 jobs to support the family. But what a success story for Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, an incredible story. You can see the work ethic that Kent Bazemore has and how those things have paid off for him. This is a guy who went undrafted, waited for an opportunity, and then pounced on it. The thing is with Kent Bazemore now, are you the type of player who wants to spend the money that you've earned, or do you want to earn the money that you've been given?
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
They get it back. Dedmon. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Dedmon using his length that time on the offensive end.
Anderson, he's checked in for Rudy Gay.
One shot.
And Coach Mike Budenholzer, a product of the San Antonio coaching tree, learned a lot in his decade plus as a lead assistant under Greg Popovich.
I think one key for Mike Budenholzer is that he understands that the importance of the assistant coaching staff can really elevate the level of play for the basketball team, and that each of those coaches has an open door policy. You can walk in, you can have a conversation, you can gripe a little bit, and then try to build on something so that the team ends up better off because of those open lines of communication.
And it's Schroeder missing.
Well, he definitely forced that shot, guys. He had plenty of time to adjust himself and kick the ball out and look for a better shot. Have to give credit to the defense there, too.
Now here's Green. Pass to Aldridge. Anderson the screen. Shot clock at 5. Here's Parker. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. And now a 6-point Spurs lead.
Well, when Parker uses that burst of speed on the drive, he's nearly impossible to get in front of.
Ilyasova a screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Oof. He's had a dismal second half, Kevin. He did a great job getting the ball to his teammates and working it around in the first half, but the second half, not so much.
Spurs leading by 6. Parker kicks to Gasol. Screened by Parker. And stolen by Ilyasova. Takes the 13-footer. Prince's shot is good. For San Antonio, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Outside Aldridge. Fires from the wing. And it's San Antonio with another.
Yeah, he can have this kind of output, putting on a one-man show. Aldridge scoring whenever he wants.
Schroeder against Parker. Here's Bazemore. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw dropped for Bazemore. The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And so Bazemore nails both of them.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Parker against Schroeder. Aldridge with a screen on Schroeder. Ginobili outside. There's the dish to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Parker's shot is off.
And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
There's the pick. Ginobili against Prince. Feeds it to Ilyasova. Buries it down low.
It's nice to see the confidence he shows on his inside game and ability to get the shot up before the defender can do anything.
Parker against Schroeder. Outside for Gasol. Kept alive. Goes back up. And it's Aldridge with the bucket inside. Aldridge has got 20 points.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Now here's Schroeder. Dishes it to Prince. Ilyasova a screen. Prince with it. Picked up by Aldridge. Shot off the pick. A second chance effort. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Ilyasova.
Ilyasova playing with a high motor tonight. Lots of activity. He's good for at least a few second chance points.
Parker against Schroeder. And Parker, here we go. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. And the Spurs lead by 4.
Just so reliable. I mean, that basket there will give them a little bit more of a cushion.
Schroeder dishes to Dedmon. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 5th assist in this one. San Antonio's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Green kicks to Aldridge. There's Parker with the 3. Another miss by Parker. Hog shooting in this game, 45%. Prince against Ginobili. Prince kicks it to Bazemore. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Here's Green. Count that bucket. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Schroeder passes to Ilyasova. Bazemore for 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
You know, you hear that A word all the time, aggressive, and sometimes just being that can turn your game around. He's been that in the second half, their go-to guy here.
Now here's Gasol. Green kicks to Aldridge. The drive by Green. Aldridge dishes to Green. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. To take the lead, he lays it in.
Dedmon using his size on the inside, and the defense trying to do their best to keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
Parker against Schroeder. Gasol, a screen on Schroeder. Parker passes to Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists here tonight.
And you can see the focus on Gasol there. When he gets the ball in those moments, you know he's going to make the shot.
Now here's Bazemore. It's Prince on the wing. Over Ginobili. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Green. .146 left to play in the final quarter. The shot's good from Gasol.
Lunch pail work there from Gasol, pounding the ball through the basket over the outstretched arms of the defense.
And stolen by Aldridge. And the wide open shot from Ginobili. It's good from long range. And the Spurs lead by 6.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, you don't see those over and back calls too often because they're just so easy to avoid.
So you want to get your coach fired up? Do something like that right there. That kind of loss of concentration will drive your coach crazy.
Mills, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. Gasol kicks to Green. Down low, looking for Aldridge. He gets it there. Gasol screen. Aldridge, good.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you. Pretty much whatever he wants to do.
To end the run. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. 14 points for Dennis Schroeder.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Gasol kicks to Mills. Spurs working the ball around now.
Not completely over, but it's getting close.
Yeah, but you still got to play this one out. Near impossible, but I've seen stranger things happen. That's just a big boy shot from Bazemore. Talk about being cool in a clutch moment.
What's up?
The free throw drops for Bazemore. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And that's why Gasol's teammates trust him. His ability to hit these shots time and time again is what makes him such a special player.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he's had the hot hand tonight, Kevin, no doubt about it. He's gotten his field goal percentage up over 60, and you're only going to get it that high when you're taking good, smart shots.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
Or rooting out guys for his position and then outworking them. So you add fundamentals with the effort. Leader by example.
And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
Really a great free throw shooter. It's unfortunate Mills gets to the line infrequently, partly because of the minutes.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this lead will be safe.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 7. 26 seconds left in the game. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. That three off the mark. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 13-5 run here. Outside, Green. And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Well, Marcus, your game has evolved. Started as a finesse player, and now you have a lot more inside aggression. How did you get more comfortable down low?
Just takes time. You know, I got stronger every year, got better every year. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't strong, but now I'm much stronger. I'm much older now.
And a veteran who gets it done. Thank you, LaMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.